disgust me. I hate you. Have you ever said these words to someone out of anger or as an act of revenge for them hurting you? I love you. You're my best friend. Have you ever watched as their face lights up as you say these words to them? Did you know that thoughts and words can affect physical reality, and water may have something to do with this? Most of us know that water is mainly what humans are made up of. But did you know that it's approximately 60%? According to the USGS School of Science, that's how much water is made up of the human body. Water makes up your brain, your heart, your lungs, your liver, your kidneys, your skin, and even your bones. Now, you may also know that water plays a role in our physical health. We have always heard that if you drink more water, that you'll have younger, radiant skin and also to be hydrated. Well, water plays much more of a role than that. There may be a direct correlation between water, your physical health, and your emotions. Now, let me tell you a story about whenever I was younger. When I was younger, the type of communication between my parents and I were yelling. If I got in trouble, I was yelled at. I was yelled at by my mom. I was yelled at by my dad. If my sister was mad at me, she yelled at me too. As an adult, I sometimes yell at my child or my husband. I read somewhere that it is the only way that you know how to communicate, and so that's what you do. If that's how you grew up, then that's what you do as an adult. I don't like it. I'd like to change it. And after doing some research, I found some evidence as to why I should change it for good. I know that most of us can relate to this type of feeling, and we all know that words, sounds, and songs can affect us. If I'm yelling at you, you feel negative feelings. It doesn't matter what I'm saying, you feel a negative feeling. If I show you my favorite song, or I tell you that you did something well or that you look good, then you feel good about yourself. There's positive and then there's negative. All of this directs from what I say to you or from what you say to me. But I can tell you one thing, and that's when I was a child and I was being yelled at. I can't tell you what I was being yelled at about. I can tell you that I was being yelled at, but I have no idea what the words were. So what matters? The fact that I'm being yelled at or what I'm saying. And so through some research, I found a man named Dr. Masamuto Emoto, and he is a scientist who gained worldwide acclaim through his groundbreaking research and discovery that water is deeply connected to our individual and collective consciousness, according to his website. Dr. Emoto froze water crystals, and he intentionally drove positive thoughts into this water crystal and negative thoughts into this water crystal. They were exposed to the same environments, and so they should be identical. He would play loud and noisy music to one, and he would play Bach and other types of soothing music to the other. After he looked at them under the microscope, he noticed that there was a difference in the crystals. Dr. Emoto has written several books. One of them is The Hidden Message in Water. And one thing that he realized was that clear springs and water with positive thoughts showed brilliant, complex, colorful, snowflake-like figures. He studied the other contrast of that and pulled polluted water and water with negative thoughts. They formed incomplete, asymmetrical, dull snowflakes. We have had some malfunctions today, unfortunately, so I can't present the pictures onto the board. However, I do have them here on my computer. And if you'll take a look, this is a negative water crystal. This is a positive. Notice the difference. So this is heavy metal music. This is Bach music. This is good music, or this is good words, and these are negative words. So if water reacts to thoughts, feelings, noises, and your body is made up of mostly water, there may be a direct correlation. And if you think about it, water is a transporter of energy. If you think about an ocean that's flowing, or a river, it's open and it's flowing. It's majority of the time it's clear. And if you think about water that's in a lake or a pond, it's dark and it's muddy. So if you take this and relate it directly to your thoughts and feelings, it makes a lot more sense. Because if you feel positive and you have good thoughts, you are energized and full of life. But if you're depressed or you're always thinking negatively, you're dark and you're muddy. So I'm going to show you another slide that proves this theory a little bit more. Here is Mozart's symphony, this first one, Imagine by John Lennon. Love. All of them are gorgeous flames. Move on to the next. There's peace, there's thank you, and then there's I will kill you. Notice I will kill you is dark. It isn't in the form of a snowflake. So Dr. Emoto proved all of this through all of his research, and people all around the world have used this to experiment in their own homes. And Danielle LaPorte has a blog, and she decided to do this experiment with an apple. An apple is made mostly of water. So she wanted to teach her son that words matter, and that what you say can directly affect not only the emotional but physical well-being of another human being. So what they did was they took an apple and they cut it in half. They put half apple in one jar and labeled it bad apple. They put the other half in another jar and labeled it good apple. They sealed the jars and put them on the same windowsill, so they have the exact same exposure, same temperatures. Every day towards the bad apple, they would say, you're a rotten apple, you rotten apple. Towards the good apple, they'd say, you're a lovely apple, you're fruitful, we love you. For 25 days they did this. They spoke nasty to the bad apple and good to the good apple. After 25 days, these were the results. This is the bad apple, and this is the good apple. Now, we have always heard that words matter, and that you should always be careful what you say, because you can never take them back. And speaking kind words can be fast and easy, but the feeling that it leaves can echo forever. So I'm going to leave you with, each time you speak to someone, whether you feel like you're yelling or whether you feel like you're angry, take a moment and breathe, because not only is it affecting the person you're speaking to, but it's affecting yourself. And every time that you speak to someone, you never know what they're going through and what they're already dealing with, and you could change that for someone. You could turn that around into a positive. You could turn their health and well-being from this water crystal to one of these. Thank you.